Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Filling Your Cup. I'm your host, David.
Our other host, Calvin, what's up?
And today we're going to talk about, everybody's favorite topic, savings. And then today, the topic of choice, our flavor of choice is the 529 College Fund. So, Calvin, what is the 529 College Fund?
Boom. Glad you asked. So the 529 College Savings Plan is a state-sponsored investment plan that helps you save money for your kids or for nieces or nephews to help pay for education expenses tax-free. You can withdraw your funds tax-free to cover any type of college or school expense. So going furthermore, you could grow it like a Roth IRA. Contributions are made from after-tax dollars, and the growth, when you withdraw it, are tax-free. And this is the only condition, you have to use it for school-related expenses. It's a state-sponsored plan, so you're not limited to the state you live in. You can pick and choose from other states, which is a good deal because there's 50 other states you could choose from. No contribution limit, according to Uncle Sam, but there is a limit of $15,000 contribution limit without triggering the gift tax. So if you put in more than $15,000, Uncle Sam wants a piece of the pie too. Mutual fund type of investment. You could set up your own portfolio like a mutual fund, a mix of equity, stocks, or bonds, or you could choose a target date style fund. Target date style fund pertains to your child's age or expected age to get into college or private school, whatever your educational means are for that child. You may prefer to choose the target date style fund versus the other. The flexibility, you could transfer the plan to another child if you have more than one, or if the child doesn't want to go achieve a higher education, you could transfer it to a niece or nephew or other loved ones.
All right. So, just to piggyback on two of the bullets, so basically the target date fund is it's kind of like a guide, right? You want to pick funds that cater to a set date. So if your set date is like 15 years down the road, then there might be more funds that are more appealing to you. Some funds are maybe more aggressive in the beginning, and then of course most of the funds are going to be very conservative at the end. So that's just kind of like the style of how aggressive you want your investment to be for like a target date fund. The flexibility, yes, can transfer to any child, any niece, uncle, whoever. The thing is, like, each plan can only have one beneficiary, so you can't have two recipients on the same plan. So you will have to have, if so just say you have twins, you're gonna have to have two plans going. You can't have two beneficiary on the same plan. So let's talk about some of the risks. So so a lot of people, when they go into these plans, right? They try to be too conservative because they're saying like, hey, I don't want to take too much risk because I'm saving this money for tuition costs, right? And I don't want to lose out on money. But the problem is that they usually heavily favor in bonds, and bonds usually don't grow at the same rate as inflation. So technically, you're not making enough from your investment to cover even inflation. We're not even talking about making money. We're just talking about just inflation. So that's kind of like one thing you have to watch out for. The average college tuition is 6%. I think most bonds, their average rate of return historically is around 3%, which that covers inflation, right? But then the college inflation rate is around 6%. So, and this is and the 3% is catered to people who pick more bonds. So that's why you need to, in these investments, you should cater more towards equity and stocks, because those are like the high yield, more risk, more return. That's kind of how it is. And also, many people who are conservative but do want like the higher yield, they go for like the higher yield bond, right? But then they don't know that the higher yield bond are also known as junk bonds. And junk bonds, they're not really that safe because in reality, the returns are really volatile. If you look at the historic performances, people assume that it's a bond. I'm not gonna lose money, and if it's a high yield, bang bam, win win win, right? It's high yield and it's a bond. Why not pick this? But then they don't know that these are also known as junk bonds. So these are not like these are not the wagyu of the beef, right? These are more like the Monsanto GMO cows, as a comparison, right? So don't just yeah. So just you have to watch out for that. Watch out for that also. And like Calvin mentioned, there's no contribution limit. So you can technically contribute as much as your state allows you to. But anything over the 15K threshold, you will trigger the gift tax, and then you will have to pay some money to Uncle Sam in order to make to fund more. And we can go over that in like another video. But the end of the day is you also don't want to contribute too much to the fund because the money has to be used for educational purposes. And if just say like you put through 5 kids into college and you're like, damn, I still have a bunch of money left. Well, if you want to take that money out, you will have to pay income tax on those dollars and a 10% penalty fee because this fund was built to fund college education. I mean, one way you could do about it is maybe you can have someone else as a beneficiary, maybe your kid's kid, and then you just pass on down the fund. So there's always loopholes, man. We all about finding loopholes. So there is a loophole for this. And yeah, in summary, Calvin.
All right, in summary, or just piggybacking off of what David said on the risks, one of the drawbacks of the 529 plan is that the colleges can consider it when deciding on giving you financial aid. And we all know financial aid is free money. If you receive less free money, that based on the size of your 529 portfolio, that can impact you negatively, because colleges can decide that aspect in deciding on the amount of money to give you.
Yeah, that's a long-winded answer, right? And then so basically it comes down to if you should have this plan on that is, do you think the savings from your tax dollar, from being a tax defer plan, outweighs the limiting investment options that you have in the 529 plans? We didn't really go into too much detail of what type of investment that you can actually invest in these plans. We could probably make a video down the road, but then the biggest drawback of these is if you're really limited of what you can invest in, I mean your gains are maybe minimal. Like you might make minimal gains on it. So is this worth all the trouble of putting money aside into this a plan that maybe the investment that they have is not really what you like because it doesn't give you enough oomph for your money, right? So that's kind of basically what it comes down to. But that's why you should always do your own research to see check out different states, what plans they have and what kind of funds they have. There might be a fund that's really aggressive, but then like aggressive in tech or whatever, like green new energy. And then like if you find a fund that you like, maybe you can just go heavily invested in that state's plan, and down the road that probably can pay off because you're investing in high yield in a sense. And the end of the day is like most of these funds are really the same, like for all the states they're all really similar. But then the biggest difference is some it's just like the structure of the plans. Like some states have different rules for transferring money and whatnot, but all the funds is usually all the same. But you could do a little research and find the right one for you. Maybe we can do another video on what state that we plan to create a fund. So Calvin, like would you does this seem appealing to you? Like would you want to create a 529 plan for your future child?
Definitely. The one of the biggest advantages is to save on taxes, right, and to grow your money tax free. College is one of the major expenses other than a car or home that you will expect to pay for if college is right up your avenue. But we are expected to go to college now because that's the new high school degree now. Everyone has a high school degree now. Everyone is expected to get an undergrad degree. So that's in order to have a good career or quote unquote good job, right? But so yes, I may be inclined to start a 529 plan. How
Okay.
about you?
I mean, even though if your kid down the road doesn't go to college, this plan, if you can pick the right fund, it's just like another avenue of you to save money, tax defer. And I mean, yes, you can only use it for college tuition expenses, but you can help out like your niece, your nephew, or something like someone who you really like down the road. You can help them out with a college exhibition, and this is like a really good gift. Like it's like there's no better gift than giving someone a chance of education. That's what I've been told, and I believe that. Like I mean, education is key. We're not saying like you have to go to college in order to be successful. Many people are successful without going to college, but this is just kind of like a one stable route that you can take. And if we can help someone in our inner circles to achieve higher education, why not? And it doesn't have to be for your kid, right? It could be someone like your niece and nephew, whatever. Doesn't matter. End of the day, we think this is a good idea. We will definitely do more research on what investments are in these plans. But who doesn't like saving money, man? And especially saving on taxes, because we no one wants to pay Uncle Sam more than what we have to. So until next time, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.